The Battle of Badr, fought in 624 CE, marks a pivotal moment in Islamic history. This battle wasn't just a clash of swords and arrows, it was a clash of ideologies. On one side stood the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his small band of followers from Medina. On the other side stood the mighty Quraysh tribe of Mecca, who had vehemently opposed the message of Islam. The Muslims were vastly outnumbered and outmatched in terms of weaponry. Yet they were driven by an unwavering faith in Allah and His Messenger. The Quraysh, on the other hand, were confident in their superior numbers and resources. They saw this battle as an opportunity to crush the fledgling Muslim community. The stage was set for a confrontation that would forever alter the course of Islamic history. The outcome of this battle would not only determine the survival of the early Muslim community, but also shape the future of Islam. As the two armies prepared for battle, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation and dread. The fate of Islam hung precariously in the balance. The Battle of Badr was not merely a physical confrontation. It was seen as a manifestation of divine judgment. Before the battle commenced, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed fervently to Allah, seeking His help and guidance. The Quraysh leaders, in their arrogance, also appealed to their deities for victory. According to Muslim belief, Allah responded to the Prophet's prayer by sending down angels to aid the believers. The Qur'an, the holy book of Islam, describes this divine intervention, stating that Allah sent down 1,000 of the angels, rank by rank. This divine support instilled courage and determination in the hearts of the Muslim fighters, while striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. The Muslims fought with unwavering faith, believing that they were fighting for a just cause. They saw the battle as a test from Allah and were prepared to sacrifice their lives for their beliefs. This conviction, coupled with divine assistance, proved to be a decisive factor in the Muslim victory. The outcome of the Battle of Badr reinforced the Muslim belief in Allah's justice and His support for those who uphold righteousness. The Quraysh, the dominant tribe of Mecca, had long enjoyed a position of power and prestige in Arabia. They controlled the Kaaba, the holiest shrine in Arabia, and dictated the terms of trade and commerce in the region. They viewed the Muslims, who challenged their authority and beliefs, as a threat to their social order and economic interests. The Quraysh marched into Badr with an air of superiority, confident of crushing the Muslims and making an example of them. They had underestimated the Muslims' resolve and the power of their faith. The resounding defeat at Badr dealt a severe blow to the Quraysh's pride and prestige. Their leaders were killed or captured, and their forces were routed. This unexpected defeat sent shockwaves throughout Arabia, forcing the Quraysh to re-evaluate their perception of Islam and the Muslims. The Battle of Badr marked the beginning of the decline of Quraysh dominance and paved the way for the rise of Islam as a major force in Arabia. Before the Battle of Badr, Islam was primarily a religious movement, attracting followers based on its message of monotheism and social justice. However, the victory at Badr transformed Islam from a religion into a formidable political force. The victory gave the Muslims control of the trade routes passing through Medina, boosting their economic and strategic position. It also earned them the respect of neighboring tribes, some of whom allied themselves with the Muslims, fearing their growing power. The Battle of Badr effectively established the Muslim community as a political entity in Medina, with the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as its leader. This nascent Muslim state, guided by the principles of Islam, posed a direct challenge to the existing power structures in Arabia, particularly the dominance of the Quraysh. The victory at Badr had shifted the balance of power in the region, marking the emergence of Islam not just as a faith, but as a force to be reckoned with. The Battle of Badr had a profound impact on the people of Medina, particularly the two main Arab tribes residing there, the Aws and the Khazraj. Before the battle, these tribes had been locked in a bitter feud that had plagued Medina for generations. The arrival of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his message of peace and brotherhood had offered a glimmer of hope for reconciliation. However, it was the Muslim victory at Badr that truly united these tribes under the banner of Islam. The shared experience of fighting alongside the Prophet, peace be upon him, and witnessing Allah's favor bestowed upon the believers, broke down the barriers of tribalism and animosity. The Aus and Khazraj, once sworn enemies, embraced Islam wholeheartedly, finding common ground in their newfound faith. The Battle of Badr, therefore, not only solidified the Muslim community in Medina, but also brought an end to decades of internal strife, fostering an unprecedented sense of unity and brotherhood. Section 6. Echoes of Faith in Mecca. While the Battle of Badr solidified the Muslim community in Medina, it also sent ripples of change through the heart of the Quraysh stronghold in Mecca. The news of the Quraysh's defeat and the death of prominent leaders shook the Meccans. Some, who had secretly sympathized with the Muslims or questioned the validity of their own beliefs, began to see the battle as a sign of Allah's favor towards Islam. Among those who embraced Islam after Badr were key figures like Hazrat Abbas, the Prophet's uncle, and Abu al-As, his son-in-law. Even Umayr bin Wahib, initially sent to assassinate the Prophet, was so moved by the Prophet's mercy and the message of Islam that he converted and became a dedicated preacher in Mecca. The Battle of Badr, though a military victory for the Muslims, also served as a spiritual victory, opening the hearts of many in Mecca to the message of Islam. Section 7. The Shadow of Hypocrisy. While the Battle of Badr brought many sincere individuals into the fold of Islam, it also exposed the hypocrisy lurking in the hearts of some. The stunning victory of the Muslims, despite their small numbers, led some opportunistic individuals in Medina to outwardly profess Islam, not out of genuine faith, but for personal gain and protection. These hypocrites, as they are referred to in Islamic history, sought to benefit from the Muslims' newfound status and influence while secretly harboring ill intentions. The emergence of hypocrisy posed a significant challenge to the fledgling Muslim community. It created divisions and sowed seeds of discord among the believers. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, however, addressed this issue with wisdom and patience, emphasizing the importance of sincerity in faith and warning against the dangers of hypocrisy. Section 8. Growing tensions with the Jewish tribes. The Battle of Badr also had significant repercussions on the relationship between the Muslims and the Jewish tribes residing in Medina. Prior to the battle, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had established a covenant with the Jewish tribes, ensuring their safety and freedom of religion within Medina. However, the Jewish tribes, anticipating a Quraysh victory at Badr, were dismayed by the Muslim triumph. Some Jewish leaders openly mourned the Quraysh losses, revealing their underlying animosity towards the Muslims. This shift in attitude led to increased friction and mistrust between the two communities. The Jewish tribes, fearing the growing power of the Muslims, began to engage in actions that violated the covenant, ultimately leading to conflicts and confrontations in the years following Badr. Section 9. The Flames of Revenge. Abu Sufyan and the Aftermath. The Battle of Badr left an indelible mark on Abu Sufyan, a prominent leader of the Quraysh, who was not present at the battle. The defeat at Badr was a personal loss for Abu Sufyan, as many of his close relatives and allies were killed. This loss fueled a burning desire for revenge against the Muslims. Abu Sufyan, assuming leadership of the Quraysh after the Battle of Badr, vowed to avenge their defeat and restore their lost honor. He rallied the Quraysh and their allies, preparing for future confrontations with the Muslims. The Battle of Badr, therefore, while a decisive victory for the Muslims, also ignited a cycle of revenge and retaliation that would lead to further conflicts, including the Battle of Uhud, where the Muslims faced a formidable challenge from Abu Sufyan and the vengeful Quraysh.